Yo, what is up everybody? Popo here, bringing you guys a new video, and today we're going to be using an Electabuzz team to face my friend Jay in a best of 3. Let's go. Welcome everybody and Happy New Year. Today we're going to be looking at Electabuzz team that I recently made. Electabuzz is pretty good, spoiler alert. And we're going to be facing my friend Jay from Locals. He's also known as TGH here on Twitch, YouTube, and on Twitter. So make sure you go check out his socials. They'll all be down below as well. Click them, send a follow. Let him know Popo sent you if you do go there. But also go over to my Twitch and follow because it's where we played this game. And we had a great old time testing teams and stuff. And I'll be back there tomorrow doing the same thing. So come and join us. But anyways, let's get right into this because the video is kind of long. So first we have Electabuzz, of course, and we're going to go with the Grass Terra. This makes it so much better against something like Urshifu. We got Thunderbolt, but you can run Electro Web. I might end up switching this to Electro Web. It gives you more speed control and stuff. We got Taunt, that stops the Trick Room. That's pretty much our only Trick Room stopping stuff, though we can outlast Trick Rooms. Protect, Follow Me. We got the Static ability and Eviolite, of course, make him super bulky. 252 HP. We got 252 defense and then 4 with a boosting special defense nature. This lets him live pretty much every attack without being one-shot, so it's really good. And if they don't have the Rain Up or if they're, Choice Scarfed Urshifu, we live without having to Terra as well. So really, really good set. I'm really enjoying it, but I'd say changes to Electro if you're gonna run the team. Which the rental code will be down below, and also we have the Poke Paste down below too, so if you do want to try it out. Next we have Metagross, and he's going to be the Stellar Terra. I wanted to try this. I've clicked it 0 times, but we're going to do a video about Stellar Terra on Wednesday, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. We have Assault Vest, Clear Body, of course. This is just going to make him bulky. Bullet Punch, Iron Head, Stomping Tantrum, Zen Headbutt. With the 108 HP, we got the 252 and 148. This is just going to let him live a lot of attacks, especially effective or special attacks like from Flutter Mane and such. Just makes him super bulky, really good. His damage output is very lackluster, so feel free to change this to Choice Band or something if you'd like, and let me know how that goes. Whimsicott, we have Ghost Whimsicott, of course, so it can't be faked out because we're not running the Covert Cloak, we're running the Focus Sash, we got Prankster, and then this is 3 attack Whimsicott. We got Energy Ball, Tailwind, Moonblast, and Beat Up. I wanted more coverage for Urshifu because our team isn't the greatest against it, so this just gives us a little bit more reach and we can catch them off guard. And yeah, so you can change Energy Ball into Taunt if you really like. So, and then it's just a base 252, Timid. We want to be as fast as possible so we can't be taunted by other Whimsicotts. Next we have Landorus Eye. This Pokemon's been pretty much everywhere, and I needed damage. This team lacks a lot of damage, so we got the Poison Terra, Life Orb, Sheer Force, of course. 252 Timid. You could go Modest. I like Timid a little bit more. Earth Power, Sludge Bomb, Sand Seer Storm, and Protect. You can change this to something else if you really want to. I just have this just as in case you're against Psy Spam. So next we have Annihilate, and this Annihilate I've been using for a very long time. We got Fire Terror, Leftovers, Defiant, of course, Bulk Up, Rage Fist, Drain Punch, Protect, and he's just really bulky. This thing counters Incineroar, so it's just really, really good. It's just really, really good. And then we have Incineroar with the Fairy Terra, and then we have a Govberry, Intimidate, Fake Out, Parting Shot, Flare Blitz, and Throat Chop. This is actually supposed to be Water Terra. I don't know. It was Fairy Terra before. I copied this from a different one because I forgot what EVs I had. So 244, 68, 76, 116, and 4. This thing is spec'd out to be able to kill Flutter Manes as well as survive a lot of their hits. It's really, really good. I did a video using this or having this set and explaining it a little bit more in one of my videos, so go check that out. But that is the team. I'm not going to go over it too much. Let's get right into the matches. All right, and here we go. So we showed you my team, but we also have Jay, who's run the Whimsicott, Walking Link, Chen Pao, Entei, and Flutter Mane, as well as his own Metagross. And here, I'm thinking that Annihilate is going to be really good against these teams. He doesn't really have anything that hits it super effective besides Flutter Mane. and he can't burn it because we do have that Fire Terra. So as long as we can work around that that Annihilate, I feel like we could win this game. You know, especially if we get some boosts on it and stuff, then we could just kind of take over the game. So he leads with Whimsicott and Fluttermane, which is perfectly fine for me because if I Fire Terra, he can't touch me at all. And we got a couple of options here, but we're just going to go straight up for the beat up. Beat up seems like the best play. Let's get those boosts off early and we can take out the Fluttermane. Adversely, what we could do is we could have just went for Fire Terra, you know, Rage Fist, and set up, you know, and Moonblasted into the Whimsicott to just get some damage on that, as well as set up for the next turns going on. So what he's going to do, he's going to set up the Sunny Day, which is just going to boost all the damage. His team works around Sunny Day, and I kind of figured this is what he was going to go with, so I wanted to make sure that I had that Fire Terra, so that way boosted attacks. I was really hoping that he would go with the Moonblast here. It seemed like it might be, but he knows I'm Fire Terra as well, so he does go with the Shadow Ball, making the right call there. And it's going to do quite a bit of damage, but we're able to live it and eat that up perfectly fine and go for that and just take out the Fluttermane on the first turn, putting us in a really good position early on because we do have that increase in life. And here, I think he's going to go out with the Walking Wake, so that way he can put a lot of pressure on, because he's going to be faster even if I do Tailwind, because he's also going to Tailwind. But he actually goes up with the Entei, and this is Choice Banded Normal Terra Entei, so I don't think at this range the Annihilate is going to be able to survive, so I'm contemplating here if I just want to protect on the first turn, but then if he targets Whimsicott, then it could be an issue. I thought about maybe going Moonblast into the Entei just to get some damage on it, so that way I can take it out later on if I need to. I can switch into like Electabuzz and Follow Me, but then I remembered Follow Me is same priority, and since he has Tailwind and he's a faster Pokemon, I think he's, actually, they might be the same. No, I think Electabuzz is faster, but I don't have any investment in speed, so his Entei is always going to be faster, so the extreme speed's always going to hit me, so we can't actually do that play. So my best play here is just to switch out to something that resists both of those, because he never ever goes with Sacred Fire into this slot, so I feel like it is pretty decently safe. And yeah, so he is going to go for the Terra onto the Entei, which is just confirms that he's going to go with the extreme speed to me. And I'm like, that is perfectly fine. I'm thinking maybe I should have just Moonblasted here, because with the extreme speed, it's not going to really matter how fast I am. It does, you know, pretty decent damage. 43 damage is not bad damage. That's about a 4-hit KO, so it is definitely putting up some pressure. But we're just going to match Tailwinds. This confirms to me that I'm faster than his Whimsicott, and also that my Whimsicott is faster than his Fluttermane that we found out when I went for the beat up. So I don't think it's a speed tie at this point, because I did win that one, and it just seems like his team might be a little bit on the slower side, a little bit bulkier, and just has that Tailwind support. Similar to mine, but I have a lot of Timids maxes here. So I'm feeling okay in this position, and I feel like I can just double up into the Entei as he has no resource for Protects. And he actually goes out with the Walking Wake, and I had considered Moonblasting into that slot, and maybe that was definitely the play. But I felt like this was a decent play too. I know he's going to Extreme Speed. I don't have a switch into this Extreme Speed into the Whimsicott, and I know he can't knock out either of these Pokemon, so I felt like pretty decent. And that almost does 50%, so I was feeling pretty good, but I went with the Iron Head. If I would have went the Zen Headbutt, I would have actually killed. Unfortunately, I did not, and so we're going to take that little bit of an L. I figure I can go Bullet Punch now into the slot. I know that he has the extreme speed. Likely chances is that he's going to switch out because he needs that extreme speed for later on, but who knows? And it's good against both of the Pokemon that he has in the back. At this point, I don't know how bulky either one of them is. Well, he only has one in the back, right? It's Whimsicott. Because I already killed the Fluttermane. I don't know how bulky the Fluttermane or the Whimsicott are. So we go for the Bullet Punch, and this thing does less than 50%. I think this is a max HP, max defense, but I could be wrong. And he just does go with that Flamethrower like I had assumed was going to go on. So down we go. And we can just go back out with the Annihilate here. And now we have the Follow Me support next to the Annihilate. And all we have to do to win this game now is pretty much just get rid of the Walking Wake. So the question here is, does he switch into Entei into that Walking Wake, thinking I'm going to go for the Rage Fist, or does he Protect? Because those are the two that could really hurt me. If he goes Protect and then also goes for Taunt into Electabuzz, I'm in a really bad position. But I have to play to this, because if I don't make this call and call that he's not going to go for that, then I could be just straight up losing the game. But we don't see a Protect here, so I already know that this is going to be perfectly fine. He also doesn't go for the taunt. He just goes straight out for the kill against the Electabuzz. The Hydro Stream, no doubt in my mind, was towards the Annihilate, but we're never going to see that. And yeah, since he didn't Protect here, it gives us a free Rage Fist that is already boosted, because when you switch out, Rage Fist continues to be boosted, and we are able to take out the Walking Wake. So now it's down to the Entei, which is pretty much dead, and this half HP Whimsicott here, and I have my super low HP Whimsicott and my half HP Annihilate. And now this turn can go either way too, because it's a 50-50 call if I Protect or not. So he has to be able to make this call, right? If he goes and doubles up into the Annihilate here, there's a chance that he could win, but he has to make that call. And if I just Protect and kill Entei, he just straight loses. So he's gonna possibly have to split his damage and just hope I Protect. And yeah, unfortunately for him, I do not Protect. I go for the Drain Punch, and because I know Whimsicott can't do enough damage to kill me, so he has to double up. And my Whimsicott's faster, so then it comes down to whether or not my Moonblast will kill his Whimsicott. So we see the extreme speed, but it goes into the Whimsicott, and I don't know what his set is on Entei, but if it's 252 Adamant, then he kills 100% of the time into the Annihilate. So that would have definitely been the play, is to go into that Annihilate. But if he is lower, like 196 or whatever, I have a better chance to live than he does to kill me. So but we do get the knockout there, and we are going to take game one in a very close set. Could have came down to 1 or 2 plays. He's gonna say, just bring it. Like, he's the Rock over here. But yeah, we're just gonna take out the Whimsicott with that Rage Fist and go on to game 2. And now going into game 2, I'm thinking he's gonna want to change up a little bit, but I don't think he's gonna change it much. I think he might go Walking Wake, and I think that he might try to bring the Chien-Pao in the back to do more damage with that extreme speed. So that's my thought process going into game 2. So I feel safe still bringing the Annihilate, because I feel like against his whole team, Annihilate is decent. There's 1 or 2 things he can do, of course, that will put Annihilate in bad positions, but overall, I feel it's pretty safe. But he actually goes Flutter Mane, and he goes into the Walking Wake, so completely changing it up. Doesn't have the Tailwind support here, and I'm like, he's here to kill Annihilate, right? Like, this lead is literally to just Dazzling Gleam or Moonblast and Hydro into Annihilate, but it's also risky. So what does he do? Does he go into the Whimsicott, knowing I'm going to Protect? So those are the games that I have to play here, but I'm gonna go for a risky play. I'm gonna go for the Moonblast onto the Walking Wake and just Protect. And I feel like this gives me a really good out, that if I can put him down to a low enough HP on his Walking Wake, which this thing does so much damage to this Walking Wake, that I now feel confident that I could take out this Walking Wake in the future. But we see the Dazzling Gleam, and I'm like, okay, he's going to go for the kill on the Whimsicott. But no, he does go for the Hydro Steam. I think we could have survived that if we would have... No, I don't think we do. Maybe. I don't think so. But now what we can do is we can Tailwind, and we can put pressure on both of these Pokemon. But I do make a slight mistake here. I don't think we ever Tailwind here. I think that we just switch out into Metagross and Rage Fist into the Flutter Mane, because 100% of the time he Protects here, right? And getting up Tailwind is great, but that means he's going to have Tailwind a turn later than me if he has Whimsicott in the back. And the Protect is pretty obvious, so, like, I feel like this turn could have just played out a little bit better and just essentially kill 2 of his Pokemon on 1 turn, and just been in a really good position. and set up for the next turn and had Whimsicott in the back to set up Tailwind later on. So I feel like I didn't play this turn very, very well. So, but Annihilate is going to get a Rage Fist boost from that attack there. And now we can just double up into Walking Wake. And here's mistake number 2. I have the Tailwind up, meaning my Annihilate is always faster. I do not have to Bullet Punch into this position. I do not. Alls I have to do is Iron Head or Zen Headbutt into the Walking Wake, and I can get a kill on whatever comes in. Iron Head preferable, but I don't do that. Unfortunately, I do go for the Bullet Punch, and that was a mistake in my opinion. So he's going to bring in the Entei into that slot and bring in the Whimsicott over here. And this should just be a straight, clean kill on Whimsicott, except this thing is so bulky. And this is what I mean. If I went Iron Head here, it's done. It's done. We don't have to worry about it anymore. Whimsicott's down. We have speed control for the next 2 turns. It forces him to have to go with extreme speed, and then we can pressure whatever the other Pokemon is. But now we have to use a turn to actually kill the Whimsicott so we can't get the Tailwind up. Because we are faster, because our Tailwind, and we have a priority move. So we're faster than Whimsicott. We're able to knock it out. But here comes the next problem I'm having in this match is, what is this Entei doing? Okay, we see that it doesn't go for extreme speed or normal terror, which I had assumed it was going to do. It did not do that. It goes Sacred Fire, but he actually misses into the Metagross, and I'm like, well, that's GG, right? Like how does he come back and win this? And yeah, it's because he played really well. So now I put a lot of pressure onto both of these Pokemon. My mistake here was just ignoring this Entei this turn. I was so scared that the Entei was going to Terrasilize into normal type or adversely switch into the Flutter Mane to is where I just can't hit it, that I just never click the button I need to click on it. And it's an obvious protect here to get rid of my Tailwind for another turn, and if I would have just Rage Fists into this Entei, I think the game is just over, but instead I do click into the Walking Wake, so we're going to see that get blocked by that Fake Out, and we're going to see a Sacred Fire go into the Electabuzz here, and it's going to do pretty good damage, but you can just see how bulky he is. I mean, he has base 50-something defense and 60-something HP, and he still takes that a Choice Band Sacred Fire, so here we're kind of in a rough place, right? Because it dies to either one of these Pokemon attacks. And now I think that he's going to switch Walking Wake out into Flutter Mane. Like, there's an okay chance that's going to happen, because I don't think he ever lets the Walking Wake actually go down here. So the play, once again, is Rage Fist into Entei. And that just wins me the game. Turn 2. Twice I had this opportunity. I did not pick it either time. I could have also protected instead of going for the Follow Me, because it was pretty safe, and then next turn I could have followed me and did whatever I had to do. Did not do that. So we're going to see the Rage Fist come out, and it is going to pick up the Flutter Mane, of course. We're +1, and it's been boosted once, so it's always going to kill Flutter Mane. But yeah, the Walking Wake comes back out, and of course we go out with the Metagross because it's all we have left. And here, I'm like, okay, well, he's going to protect Walking Wake and go for the kill on Metagross, right? So I have to attack the Entei. I have to. I Bullet Punch the Walking Wake for coverage, and I go after the Entei and just hope it's enough to kill the Walking Wake if he doesn't protect, which I don't think it is. I don't know. I don't think it is, though. But I choose to go for the Drain Punch, thinking, okay, this is the turn he terras. There's no way. He hasn't terrored yet. But he doesn't. He doesn't terror. So this is the third turn in a row that I could have just killed this Entei with the combination of Bullet Punch, probably, maybe, and Rage Fist. I don't know exactly how much the Rage Fist would do, but it's base 100 right now, plus the +1. So, I mean, does it do enough? I don't think so. But with the damage we would have done a couple of turns before that, right? We would have had enough damage onto this Entei to kill it with any of the attacks. And yeah, we're just going for the protect here. We want to get rid of one of his Sacred Fires just in case I don't die here. Then I know I can protect. But even at +1 defense, that thing did so much damage. So Jay's actually going to pick up game 2. We made a few mistakes, but Jay played really well. Sacrificing the Flutter Mane was an insanely good play. So 100% kudos to Jay there. And yeah, we're gonna go right into game 3, and I just feel comfortable with Whimsicott, Annihilate. I've played Annihilate for a long time now. Regulation E was my main team. I got like 4 or 5 accounts up to 1600 on Showdown Ladder with it. So I just really feel comfortable with Mouse Ape, and this is just Whims Ape, right? I don't even know what to call it. Apricot, maybe? Could be it. So we're going to go with that, but we're going to take out the Electabuzz this time. The Electabuzz didn't really do anything in the second game. The first game, it helped us get that victory, but in the second game, it didn't do much. And I just came to the realization, you know what? Like, his Entei just dies, and so does his Metagross if he decides to bring that. Just dies to Landorus Eye. And so does his Whimsicott and his Flutter Mane, so I'm like, okay, you know what? He's not expecting Landorus Eye, I don't think, this time, because he thinks we probably would have brought it in the other ones if we were going to bring it. So now we have a lot of offensive pressure that he doesn't even know about at the moment. So we can make riskier plays here. And I think our first risky play is going to be this one. We can lose on this first turn for the play we're going for. I thought about for a second going for the Moonblast on the Walking Wake, and I was like, wait. He's going to Fire Terra this time, isn't he? I think he might Fire Terra and then double up into the Whimsicott, thinking I'm going to do the same play as last time. But I'm not. I'm going for the Rage Fist to this Walking Wake. And if he does kill my Whimsicott, we just straight up win, I think. But he goes for the Sunny Day, so I'm like, okay, well, does this kill? I don't know if this kills, and we'll talk about that in a minute, but this is a 0 attack Whimsicott. So it does do the minimum amount of damage it could possibly do, which is nice. So we see it do, you know, about 17 damage here. And he does go into the slot, though I did not Terra, luckily. And we live with 4. And after doing the calc, we actually never die. Based on what his special attack is, I'm not going to give away his EVs, but based on what his special attack is, we never die. We always live on at least 1 HP after that beat up. So crazy. So we do end up living that, but we are in a pretty bad position now. He does get the Flutter Mane in. We got to set up the Tailwind, and the reason why we have to set up the Tailwind at the same time he does, instead of staggering it a turn and going for something else, is because he does have Taunt. So if we stagger it a turn, he's just going to taunt Whimsicott next turn, and then we're not going to get Tailwind up, and then we're always just going to be worse off. So we might as well just get it up now, because we do have that Landorus in the back. We already know Whimsicott is faster than both of his Pokemon that he has out right now. And all 3 of his Pokemon, we should say, because we know that we're also faster than the Entei in the back. So here, it's pretty safe to just go out into the Metagross, but he kind of reads that pretty well and actually goes out into the Entei. So putting us in a little bit of worse position, of course. The Stellar Terra, which we haven't terra'd yet. Stellar Terra does not do super well into it. We do get the special attack drop on the Flutter Mane, which is pretty decent. It's going to help out our Metagross a little bit. You know, it ends up taking 22 damage instead of taking about 30. So that's decent. And now we can go out for the Landorus that he was not expecting. Get a free switch in. Tailwind's up. We're even on Tailwind turns. And he has no protects remaining. But dumb me forgets that he actually already terra'd. So I'm playing around as if he hadn't terra'd, and this could have cost us the game, actually. The play here always is to Terrasilize and go for Earth Power into Entei, with Bullet Punch into that slot as well. And this just makes it so that way, if he switches, we always kill. If he doesn't switch, we always kill. So it always puts him in a position where he loses the game. So that was a big misplay on our part. I also wasn't sure how much this would do. If he would have switched in the Whimsicott, this play would have looked genius, you know what I mean? But unfortunately he switched it into the other slot to get a special attack boost back onto the Flutter Mane. But yeah, we put it there. So all day long, Earth Power kills. It's not even close. It just kills. But we switch into Annihilate, taking a page out of his book from sacrificing the Flutter Mane the last turn, and now he's in a pinch. This is like chess, right? If you move the queen, you know, I'm taking your next piece. You know what I mean? So we're putting them in a really bad position here. And what we could do is we could just double up into the Entei. There's 2 turns of Tailwind left, meaning that no matter what, I'm going to have the advantage on Tailwind turns because I have that speed advantage. He would have to go for Tailwind again, and both of my Pokemon resist his 2 Pokemon in the back, or his 1 Pokemon in the back, and 2 Pokemon that aren't Entei, which is Flutter Mane plus the Whimsicott here. But he does switch into the Flutter Mane, and finally Metagross is going to get the knockout he deserves. He's been trying the whole game to get a knockout. He's able to knock out the Flutter Mane, meaning my attack's going to get redirected back to this Whimsicott. We know that it does not have Focus Sash on it because it is Covert Cloak. We're going to get that Sludge Bomb, and it's going to be a one-shot. And we were faster, so it didn't even get attack off, leaving Entei by himself against 2. And he's in a double, you know, he's slower, so he can't even outspeed us. We just go Earth Power, Bullet Punch. And the reason why you go Bullet Punch here is because if this kills, if he crits and kills or whatever, then we know that double Bullet Punch always wins us the game if you go Sacred Fire, but I don't know. Just go for the safe plays. Bullet Punch is the safe play. It's also good to see how much it would do just in case, because we would have ended up doubling it, but then he would have just been stuck with Flutter Mane, and Flutter Mane wasn't going to be able to do much, and always die to the Bullet Punch anyway. So, yeah. That was that game. That was a really great game against Jay. I had a lot of fun playing that. Once again, check out the rental code and the Poke Paste if you do enjoy the team. Let me know. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you guys subscribe, thumbs up the video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, everybody.